Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is Zach with Zach Attack Cards, bringing you another exciting card show recap review. So this was a small show that I've been to numerous times. It happens every 2 months, right along those lines, and always happens in small hotels that we have around the area. And really, it's a small show that's right in the range of maybe 50 tables, something like that. It's maybe a mid-sized show, depending on where you're from. I would say that mid to small would be for this area. Large would probably be 90 and up, which we don't have too often, but every so often we get one or two. And then we do have some very small shows that do about 20 to 30, somewhere in that range. But this was another fantastic show. Dealers were awesome. They were willing to deal with you. They didn't turn you away if you wanted to make a deal with them or kind of barter on price. And it had plenty of people, had plenty of customers. So I hope that they continue to do it. Again, it's one of my favorite shows. I go to it almost every time they have it. Sometimes I'll skip a show here and there just because sometimes the inventory doesn't necessarily change too much. But without further ado, let's get right into this. I only made 4 deals, which is what you see in front of you here, but there are quite a few cards here. I will preface it by saying I believe it's all baseball. I could be wrong. Maybe there's a random football card thrown in there, but this time I went mostly looking for baseball. And so the first deal I made was for this stack here. This ended up costing me like 10, 12 bucks, which I think is a pretty darn good deal for what I ended up getting. So this is a Julio Rodriguez from Panini Contenders. I mean, anytime you can pick up his card for $1 or $2. I mean, he's the reigning Rookie of the Year in the American League, so why not? Picked up one of these coming attraction Alex Verdugo rookies. Obviously now playing in Boston, but this, I love the fact that they went back to, I want to say, did they use this in 93, 94 maybe? Somewhere, 94 tops that they're mimicking, but love that set, and I think Verdugo is an excellent player. So the next two are some tops throwbacks here to, 83 tops. Ozzie Albies rookie and Rafael Devers. Again, two fantastic players. Probably I'd say top 5. Rafael Devers is probably, he might be the number 1 third baseman in the American League. And then Ozzie Albies, obviously, he's struggling with a little bit of injuries as of late, but I expect him to rebound. Now here's a pretty iconic card up next. Frank Thomas. I pick this card up almost every time I find it when it's only a handful, a couple dollars, something like that. I know it's junk wax, but it's a rookie card of a Hall of Famer, and I mean, how can you pass it up? Obviously, if it was no name on front, it would be a complete no-brainer. But in this case, it's just your regular old Frank Thomas, and as I say, 90 has been one of my favorite top sets forever. So, moving to Bo Bichette in the Turkey Red format. Not my favorite format, but Bo Bichette's one of my favorite young players to watch, so it was a no-brainer for me to go ahead and pick this up. Add it to the collection. I have quite a number of his rookies at this point. And now a Youth Impact insert card of Jose Barrios. I thought this card was just gorgeous. It's the main reason that I picked it up, but he also had a pretty strong year last year, so why not? And then the last two, Eloy Jimenez rookie cards. I know he's had a couple of down years. He hasn't really been the player that he's been in Chicago to begin his career, but again, I think it's a guy who's going to pick things up. And I just grabbed his Stadium Club, and I think this is out of Archives. Yeah, this is out of the Archives release, so gorgeous stuff. So that was one deal. Like I said, the total for everything that you see in front of you, the 4 deals, is roughly 200, and there's a real reason behind that. I wasn't going there intending to spend that much, but this one I'm saving the best for last. I think that everybody is going to be super surprised by what's in there and the price that I got it for. So this next deal again, it's a number of cards, and it ended up costing me 30 bucks. So first up is Adley Rushman, first edition. Just another one that I didn't have. I'm trying to basically get every Adley Rushman card that I can get my hands on. I mean, at this point, I have the Bowman Chrome of this. I have, obviously, the first Bowman. I have his first Bowman. I don't have his first Bowman Chrome yet. Oh, yes, I do. Apologies. I picked that up at the last show. I need his first Bowman Auto, which still goes for a pretty penny. So that's really the last prospect card that I want to get for him. And then next year, obviously, starts his rookie, or this year, I should say, starts his rookie cards, which I'm pretty stoked. I'm going to try to get my hands on just about all of them that I can. Now we have some Bowman Platinums going back a few years to 2010 in Carlos Santana and Mad Bum. Again, both guys that have had, pretty strong careers. Mad Bum probably as a outside shot at the Hall of Fame. Carlos Santana probably not so much, but I don't have any of his rookies, so I figured I might as well add them. Same guy had the Aroldis Chapman rookie, had a Bowman Platinum. I know, once again, Bowman Platinum is not everybody's favorite. I happen to be a fan of it, and didn't have any Aroldis Chapman rookies, so why not? He's been one of the most dominant closers of the last, decade or so. Jorge Solaire'S rookie card, just plain Topps paper. Figured add that to the rookie box and slowly build my way. I really like to do Topps Bowman paper and then Topps Bowman Chrome cards. That, if I could have it my way, that would be what I would always get for every player. But in some cases, I pick up Bowman Platinums, I pick up Prisms. In a perfect world, it's just not as easy to find, say the Bowman Chromes and the Topps Chromes sometimes. So I'll pick up some other things to fill holes here and there. And just pick up the other ones as I find them. Manny Ramirez, this is another one of his rookies out of 1992 score. First round pick. Pretty cool card for the time. I mean, this is about as high tech as you got back then. But there's a very familiar picture. I believe they used that exact same picture on his Pinnacle rookie. Randy Johnson in an old yellowed top loader. I'm going to change this out as soon as we get done with this video, basically. But couldn't remember what version I have of the error, or whatever you want to call it, of the, I believe it's the Marlboro that sits over this shoulder. So this is the blacked out version, obviously. There's like 3 or 4 versions. So once again, it was like $1 or $2, so why not grab it? And then these last two are just fantastic for me. So got a Hall of Famers Nolan Ryan patch. It's non-numbered, but it's gorgeous and it's awesome. It comes from a time when they weren't making quite so many inserts like this. Obviously nowadays you can get just about every player. This comes from 2001, so really, really awesome. And I believe it is a game used jersey too, which is really cool. So Nolan Ryan, as I've said before, Nolan Ryan and Cal Ripken Jr. have always been my guys. So it's awesome that this guy managed to have relics of both guys, and they were relatively cheap too. So this is National Treasures, a set that I don't normally buy, but 39 out of 49. Nice gray patch of Cal Ripken Jr. And yeah, really, really awesome. Really, really awesome. Absolutely love it. Moving on to the third deal. Now, this guy had one of those interesting systems where, depending on the color of the circle, it's $1, it's $2, $3, $4, $5. I think it went all the way up to 10. So you're going to have to forgive me, as I'm not going to remember the prices of all the colors. But essentially what the guy did is he took all of the original prices based on the stickers and then gave you 50% off. So this whole stack here, I think, ended up costing me about $60, somewhere in that range. Maybe a tad bit expensive for some, but all stuff that I really wanted to add to the PC. So starting off, we have 2 Panini Prism cards. We have Stephen Kwan and CJ Abrams, 2 guys that I think have very bright futures in the league. And you'll notice that as I finish up this video, it's a really nice mix of the young generation coming up, and as well as the the veterans and the Hall of Famers and such. So it was a really great show for that kind of thing. But just two plain prisms. I didn't even pick up Prism this year. It was a little difficult to find, and online it was a little expensive. So I figure I'll just pick up the singles as I find them. And now a couple of Spencer Torkelson numbered cards. It was pretty surprising to me to get these for just $1. Or he might have been $2, to be honest, after the 50% or whatever. But this one's numbered to 100, and it's out of Chronicles Baseball, as you can see there. And then this guy here is out of $4.99, and it comes from the National. So pretty cool. Relatively same batting stance. Could even be the same picture, to be perfectly honest. But really cool. Two numbered cards of young up and comer. Hopefully he can figure things out. I know he had a rough year, but it was just his rookie year, and sometimes they really managed to turn things around in the second year, and we'll see what happens. He's a former first overall pick, so I think he needs a little bit more of a chance, really, to prove himself. John Means, I'm always going to pick up Orioles rookie cards. John Means is a guy that I don't have any of his rookies, so managed to grab his All-Star Game rookie card, which is pretty sweet. I really like the All-Star Game inserts that they do in the update series. But John Means is going to be our ace, I think, for at least the next few years. Now, another thing that I picked up that you'll notice is you'll see some of these national cards. They're a little bit hard to see, but you can see down at the bottom here they have the National Sports Card Convention kind of stamped on the chrome. So these were cards that you could have got out of the packs that you got from the National. And this is the exact same card. There's nothing different about it. I just wanted to grab them both. Again, it was only a couple of dollars, and I thought another guy who had a rough season, but I mean, he's still top 5, top 10, coming off this past season. So why not pick him up for a couple dollars? Bobby Witt Jr. This comes from the National Baseball Card Day packs, which I did not get any this year. So was able to grab the Bobby Witt again for a couple of bucks. I'll take that. I think he's got a bright future as well, and hopefully he can really help the Royals turn things around. Now, as you saw with the Doogie, got a Ronald Acuna Jr. coming attraction. Absolutely love the look of this card. Pretty much the same as I said with the Verdugo. It's not as perfectly or as well centered as the Verdugo, but it's still a Ronald Acuna Jr. for just a couple dollars, and I figured why not. I don't have a ton of his rookie cards because they always seem to be relatively overpriced, which surprises me for this area since I really don't live anywhere near Atlanta. And now we have one of our Cy Young Award winners, Sandy Alcantara. A little bit of it is a refractor as you see there, but I guess it's like a sepia refractor or something like that. Getting into the yellow now. Again, this is a higher tier. I don't remember what it costed, but like I said, the total was about $60, so thought this was an excellent pickup. And why not? The guy was absolutely amazing this year and completely deserved the Cy Young. And Luis Reyes, rainbow foil of his rookie card. Again, it's easy call. He won the batting title in the American League this year. And probably only has, nothing but a bright future ahead of him. Now, another national card, as you can see down here at the bottom again. This is not a rookie, it's just a prospect card of Francisco Alvarez, who's another guy, especially in this area, that everybody has super high hopes for. We'll have to see when he actually gets called up, if he's the real deal or, maybe just another guy. But definitely looks like the real deal in the minors. And one last national card, this time C.J. Abrams. As I said previously on the Prism, I think he's got a bright future ahead of him and with the Nationals now. And, just kind of wait and see. Just a couple cards left. We got the Topps Fire Wander Franco flipping out insert. I love the Topps Fire series, so once again, no-brainer. I think Wander's another guy who deserves just a little bit of time. I think we all have to calm down a little bit. He had some injuries. We'll see what year 2 looks like. And then lastly, I have the Home Run Derby and the standard rookie of Vlad Jr., just paper rookies from the update series. I think, once again, gorgeous cards. This guy I don't see as often as this one, so again, real no-brainer to pick up for just a few dollars. And moving on to the final stack. Now this stack's probably my favorite of all the pickups that are here. There's a nice little variety here and some names that I hope you'll recognize. And we're just going to start things off with a couple of Cal Ripken Juniors. Once again, my favorite player. He is incredible. So the Leaf Limited here, awesome, gold variation. This is an old school numbered card out of 10,000, 1,774 out of 10,000. It's not in the greatest of shape. It does have a small bend on the corner, but I figured I practically never see this card, so we're going to go ahead and pick it up. And so everything that you see here ended up costing me about 80, 75, somewhere in that range. Every card here, the guy ended up charging me $2 for, which I thought was insane. Especially, just wait until you see what's in this pile. So, this was just a great start. This is Cal Ripken Jr. from Donruss Elite. Once again, it is numbered, and it has A-Rod on the back, which is pretty cool. I didn't even realize that when I picked it up, but yeah, 269 out of 500. So pretty cool to have A-Rod on the back and Cal Ripken Jr. Passing the torch, it's called. Pretty cool. Now, moving on. We have Jose Reyes rookie cards to kick things off. We have his Topps and his Bowman, which, as I said previously, I love to get one of each of the paper and one of each of the chrome if I can. So was able to knock off both of the paper rookies for Jose Reyes. Probably not a guy who ever finds himself in the Hall of Fame, but he was definitely a very solid player in the years that he played for the Mets. Jake Peavy, another guy that I grew up watching, and he was just incredible for the San Diego Padres. He had absolutely lights out stuff. And actually, when I looked him up, I thought his name was misspelled, but doesn't seem to be an error or anything like that. So perhaps he just changed his name over time. I could swear that there was no E in there. And then we have a guy who's still playing here, Adam Wainwright. Really cool to find his rookie, Bowman rookie. And a guy that I think will make the Hall of Fame when it's all said and done. So just a great pickup there. Paper rookie of Adrian Gonzalez. Guy played a heck of a lot of years. It's from Topps Traded set that year. But just, again, in nice shape and something I didn't have in the rookie box. Now we have some Topps Chrome rookies. We got Josh Hamilton, a guy who was incredibly gifted, but could not get around those demons. But hey, we all have our crosses to bear, as they say, and it doesn't take anything away from him being a tremendous ball player. Now we have Mark Mulder, Topps Chrome rookie and Bowman Chrome rookie. So instead of the papers, this time I knocked off both chromes. Mulder again, another guy that I loved to watch growing up when the Oakland Athletics had him and Zito and Hudson, and really just had such a great threesome of pitchers there. They were so good. A.J. Burnett. Just again, so many of these cards are just players that I loved to watch as I was growing up. And A.J. Burnett is no exception to that rule. Here's Tim Hudson, one of the threesome that I just kind of talked about there with Mulder and Zito. But again, very nice Bowman Chrome rookie. And we got a Bowman Chrome rookie, a Pat the Bat Burrell. This was one of those guys that was a heavy hitter. He was either a swing and, going to hit a ball that flies 500 feet, or he's going to strike out with one of the biggest swings you've ever seen in your life. So, again, no chance at like the Hall of Fame or anything like that, but just another good guy to watch. CC Sabathia, and my biggest regret from this entire show was not getting both. He had two of these, and I just picked the one that was in better shape. Really should have picked them both up for, the price he was charging. Because CC Sabathia, I think, is a no-brainer Hall of Famer once he becomes eligible. Roy Halladay's first Bowman card. This is forget what the flags were. When it was some kind of variation where they put the flags in the background. But Yeah, Roy Halladay, first Bowman card, Hall of Famer. You know, just a tragic story, but what a great pitcher he was for a lot of years. Next, we have two out of old school Bowman's Best. It's again Chris Carpenter, who I definitely remember much more with the St. Louis Cardinals than the Blue Jays. And big Bob Abreu, back when he was just Bob Abreu and not Bobby Abreu. So somewhat of an iconic set, especially Bobby Abreu. It's one that everybody kind of remembers. Good player, very good player. And same with Carpenter. Manny Ramirez, there's definitely some argument about whether or not this is technically a rookie. I mean, I'm going to put it in the rookie box because it's from his rookie year. And it's also not too easy to find the gold foil border of this card. So I figured, hey, this guy's got it. I'm going to pick it up. Jose Canseco. Now we're going back a bit further with some of the cards you see here. Topps Traded. Just another iconic rookie there. Absolutely awesome. Fantastic guy to watch play, regardless of your opinions of him afterwards with all of his books and accusations and such. And here we go. Possibly our newest Hall of Famer, Fred McGriff, the Crime Dog. I already have a version of this card. Well, I have this exact card, but I thought this one might be in better shape, so I'm going to, examine it, take a look, and, leave the one in the box that is in the best of shape. But definitely congratulations go out to him for being elected to the Hall of Fame. And the last four, are some other quite iconic rookie cards. Hall of Famer Kirby Puckett. Slightly off center, obviously left to right is maybe 70-30, something like that. Probably the same with up and down, but this is notoriously a difficult card to find centered. And it's one that I just didn't have, so I figure for that price, I'm picking this up. I mean, come on, he's a Hall of Famer. It's absolutely a no-brainer. And then I was able to pick up the last Darryl Strawberry that I needed. I now have all of his rookies, which is pretty cool. Again, a guy who I don't think will ever sniff the Hall of Fame due to all of his demons and such, but what a tremendous ball player he was. I don't take that away from him. And the card itself is pretty well centered. I'd say top to bottom, it's maybe that 70-30 or 60-40, something like that. So, not perfect, but left to right looks absolutely gorgeous, and the corners are super nice. Now we'll finish on two Hall of Famers. Again, two relatively iconic cards. You got your 83 Fleer Ryan Sandberg and your 83 Topps Wade Boggs. So Sandberg, definitely off left to right, top to bottom. It's quite nice in my opinion, but yeah, the left to right definitely keeps it from being an absolutely gorgeous card. But again, sharp corners, so no brainer there. And I know I've said that a lot, but I mean, it's how people were passing these up is just beyond me. Like, you're going to pay, double, triple what this guy was charging for Hall of Fame rookies for, I don't have one here in front of me, but like, a C.J. Abrams or whatever, or a Julio Rodriguez, and you have no idea where they're going to be in a few years. These guys are already in the Hall of Fame, and the guy's only getting, $2, $3, $4 a card, so... Wade Boggs, this one here, definitely off top to bottom. I mean, it almost cuts the picture itself off. So, but once again, left to right, not too bad. There is a small little splotch there, but definitely good for a placeholder until I get a better one. Is basically what I figured. So that's it. That's the entirety of my card show recap. Like I said, it was an awesome show. Spent a few bucks, had a great time. Spent a few hours. And I highly recommend it. I recommend going to any card shows in your area because it's just nice talking about the hobby and, hanging out with like-minded people. That's really what it comes down to, just talking about the hobby and having a good time. So if you like what you've seen, do me a favor, head down below, click that little subscribe button, click that little like button, and if you want to leave me a comment about anything that I picked up, anything that... you'd like to let me know your thoughts on, I would love to hear from you. But until next time, peace.